Hey guys, I hope everything's going well. Today I'll be showing you the best value mods you can do to your small engine on a go-kart or a minibike. We're going to be installing a cheap Chinese carburetor to open up the intake and allow more fuel into the engine, and opening up the exhaust with a straight pipe header. Before starting these modifications, I definitely recommend that your engine is fully broken in. My engine is not currently fully broken in, so we're going to run through the break-in procedure just now. Please bear in mind that we'll be revving the engine higher due to the governor delete. This means that internal components of the engine will get worn faster, so they might need more maintenance. Now that the engine's been fully broken in, it is now time to drain the oil. As you guys can see, there are some sparkly bits in my oil, but as it is just the first break-in of this engine, I'm not too worried. In preparation for the removal of the governor, it's now time that we start stripping down the engine. Now then, it's time to strip her down. This just requires a 13mm socket. Now that she's primed and prepped, it's time to take off the side cover. Please be aware that once you pop off the side cover, there might be some residual oil left in your engine. I'm not sure how well or if at all you guys can see it, but that's the gear we're trying to remove, just down there. That's the governor. That's what's stopping this engine from revving up to 6,000 RPM. So I am going to be removing this camshaft so I can turn the engine over freely. But just have a look at the lobes since we're in here. You can see that my ones aren't worn at all, given this is a brand new engine. Now that I have removed the valve tappets, I'm going to label mine intake and exhaust. So this side is on the exhaust port, so this one's going to be called E for exhaust. This one's labelled intake for the intake side. And so is this push rod, just here. After loads of fiddling, I think I've finally got the circlip off, which holds the governor in place. So let's see if we can pull it off. Finally! I mangled it a little bit, but you know, it's off and I'm never going to use it again, so I don't really mind. Oh, it's about time. Just pulled it out. So that's the governor gear itself. But do not forget that there's always a washer behind these things. You just want to reach back there, grab that out. So, it is optional to remove this gear behind it, and it does reduce drag, and it's not involved in timing in any way, shape or form. So that is optional to remove, but in order to remove that, you have to undo the conrod and you have to take off the flywheel. So, I'm not going to be bothering to do that. I'm just going to leave it on there, it shouldn't matter. So, time to reassemble the engine. And just as a quick note, you will have to plug this hole somehow. It is up to you how you plug it. So you can either tap it and put a bolt into it just like so, or you can use the old governor and you can put it back in again and tighten it down on either side. I'm not sure, it's up to you. I think what I'm going to be doing is putting a bolt through and just tightening it down as hard as I possibly can. Just a word of warning, you are revving the engine at ungoverned RPMs, which means that they are RPMs which the engine was never built to withstand. So this flywheel can sometimes be the weak point. That's why billet flywheels exist. With these cast iron flywheels, there are some inconsistencies and air pockets inside the flywheel, which makes them prone to shattering at high RPM. And although this may be the case, if you're not free revving the engine and it's always connected up to a drive shaft, it's very rare for it to exceed 6,000 RPM. If you do want to make sure that it doesn't shatter, you can always go with a billet one or cast aluminium flywheel. They're always better than these cast iron ones.